Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr versus Ben. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Napper in Stratford at the Media Day. Napper, you're actually here today with Brandon Glanton.
Yeah.
First of all, just talk to me a little bit about that relationship and how it came about.
I met him in Dubai. He was sparring Babbage, and he had a fight out there. And we just got talking, and I saw how ferocious and dangerous he was in the sparring. So I thought this would be a good sign, and he never had a manager. So we got talking. 2 months later, I signed him up, and we've had three fights, 3 knockouts since then. So all good so far.
What do you see in Brandon? Because a lot of people maybe in the UK aren't very familiar with him, and this is a big fight against kind of Chris Smith, who at this stage of his career, former world champion. This is a massive fight and kind of like a crossroads fight for both.
Yeah, well, for Billim, Brandon's got good rankings. He's ranked across the whole board, WBC, WBA, and the rest of it. So for Billim, a win against him is a good comeback fight. He'd look at it, and for Brandon, it's a statement. So it's a mistake on their end. Brandon's going to stop him.
Is there history between them both? Because it seems like Brandon's a little bit fired up for this.
Yeah, so obviously when Lawrence Coyle is like a brother to me. So when I signed Brandon, he went out and did some sparring with Lawrence, helping him get ready for Billim Smith. So he went over to the fight, and I think, I wasn't there, but I think there was something happened where he tried to shake Chris Billim Smith's hand to wish him some good luck, and Chris Billim Smith snubbed the handshake. And like Brandon has he's been mentioning it to me all the time, but Billim Smith was champion at the time, so it wasn't really like a realistic target. But Brandon would bring it up because, man, I ain't forgot that guy, man. He never showed me no respect. So now where he's been creeping up in the rankings, and now Billim Smith has lost his title, it's crazy. It makes sense now.
Do you predict a Brandon Glanton devastating knockout this weekend?
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Listen, it's going to be Brandon's hardest fight today. Billim Smith is not a bum. You don't beat Masternak, Coyle, Riatpor, Chamberlain if you're not good. Of course he's good. We know it's good. Brandon's he's gone hard this camp, knowing that he's going to be in a real fight. But in all of Chris's strengths, Brandon's better than him at all of them.
Napper, obviously, I need to ask you about Chris, and we'll get on to kind of the fight in a moment. But I want to ask you from a personal level, what's different about Chris Eubank Jr. in this camp? Because I've noticed his mannerisms, I've noticed his kind of focus. He seems a little bit more dialed in. What's different this camp?
It's just the biggest fight of his career, on the biggest stage of his career. So this is the fight they're going to remember him for, which is crazy because, he's fought at middleweight, super middleweight, world title fights. This is a non-world title fight, and it's the biggest fight, and he knows that. So he needs to put on a performance to be remembered by. This is what he's getting prepared to do.
In terms of Chris himself, how has he looked in this camp? And I know it's kind of cliche to say, but has this been the best camp of his career?
I've been here for the last 2 weeks because I was in Las Vegas with Troy Williamson. But yeah, he's looking really good to me. His weight is bang on. I can't complain at the moment.
A lot's been made about the weight. What do you make of the weight situation?
They put a rehydration clause because without it, Chris will smash him up, and they know that. That's why you would put it, because you're trying to make it a little bit more even. So it's all good. Chris agreed because he got a bonus to do it, and we just wanted to get the fight over the line. So it's okay, Chris. Yes, it's not ideal. It's not something we would have asked for, but if it's what is needed to get the fight over the line, Chris said, "F it, I'll do it."
We interviewed Nigel Ben yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it. He spoke about the camp. He spoke about the sparring partners. He referenced William Skull in that interview, who's fighting Canelo, and he said that Skull came out and couldn't start the 8th round, and basically Conor stopped him in his corner. What do you make of those comments?
I don't care about William Skull. Chris will smash up William Skull, so that doesn't mean anything. It's sparring. I've seen so many guys beat on other guys. Listen, Nigel Ben's seen more sparring than me. He knows that's nothing. He's just doing a good job to do it, say stuff in the interview to get people to click on the interview, oh, he's done this to William Skull. What did he do to Denzel Bentley? He didn't say nothing about that sparring. Did that go the same way? I don't think so. So, listen, if he got the better of William Skull, okay. Did he get the better of Bruno Saras? He didn't say nothing about that one. He didn't say nothing about Bentley. It's all good. It's all of that is going to be irrelevant if Chris knocks him out on Saturday. When Chris knocks him out on Saturday, no one's going to talk about the William Skull sparring, so it's irrelevant. So it's good. It gives them confidence. They spar with William Skull. Who's William Skull beat to make us care about William Skull? No one. You tell me.
I think, yeah, no, I get that. I think a lot of people will base that on the fact that he's in a huge fight against Canelo Alvarez, which is next week.
What's he done? Who's William Skull knocked out to make that, to get the better of him in sparring and be impressive?
I think it's more a resume thing, not but like he is a world champion. You know, it's like what's one of those.
You know, Chris has sparred Riatpo, Chris has sparred Benavidez, Chris has sparred a whole load of people. We don't start bragging and boasting about what Chris has done. This is the difference. He's young, he's green, he spars world champions. I did this in sparring. It's got to matter on Saturday. Do it on Saturday.
Napper, I want to ask you a question about Eddie Hearn's comments. So basically, Chris done this whole paying the undercard, which I thought was great for the undercard fighters. He paid for the undercard fighters from the first fight. I thought that was a great gesture. Eddie, you know, did give him compliments, but then it was a backhanded compliment because in the same breath said, it's all for show, why does he post it on Instagram? You know, a lot of people I know do things in private, which is also fair enough. What do you make of those comments from Eddie?
Listen, I've got fighters like Chris, Tevin Farmer, then I've got fighters on the lower spectrum. When a fighter does camp, you know, and a fight falls through, they need the compensation. So a lot of them fighters didn't fight again for a month or two. So they're going to have to pay for sparring again. They're going to have to pay for all of that type of stuff again, you know. So that's what Chris had in mind, and he's compensated everyone and letting them know because it's not his fault why that fight fell through. If Chris or Conor say, I can't fight on Saturday, you know, touch wood, it's not the case. You know, Brandon spent a lot of money in camp. Bennett Smith has spent a lot of money in camp. Who's going to reimburse them? So it's a nice gesture, and the reason why he's done it in public because he wants everyone to know that, look, you know, I understand these guys were on my undercard because I was about to fight Conor Ben. Now I'm fighting Conor Ben again, and you're all not on the undercard. Here's a little something to say sorry about last time. That's all it is. It's not charity. Harlem Eubank and Lyndon Arthur are not charity cases. It's just a nice gesture to say sorry about last time. Here's a little compensation to cover any costs that may have occurred. And the rest of it, I don't see why. He wanted it to be public. It's not something that was meant to be discreet.
So do you think that's maybe out of line for Eddie to mention that, you know, he's done it for a public kind of image?
Yeah, Eddie should do the same. Eddie should do the same. Felix Cash was meant to fight Conor Coyle. He rescheduled. He said he rescheduled everyone's fight. He rescheduled the Matchroom fighters' fights. But then Felix Cash got another opponent. So what about Conor Coyle? You know, Conor Coyle wasn't compensated nothing. He had to go to America, and his team had to pay an opponent to fight him. You know, so he's at a loss. You know, so what happened to Conor Coyle? Matchroom didn't give Conor Coyle a fight after. So.
Well, Napper, before I let you go, I do need to ask you. Obviously, there was an interview with Coogan and Chris Eubank Sr, and it's got a lot of comments from everyone in boxing, really. A lot of people have disagreed with Senior. What's your take on that? So,
I've been friends with Chris for 14 years. I've known Senior the whole time. So, my stance on the whole thing is it's not a box. For me, it's not a boxing matter. So it's not something I will talk about on the camera because for me, that's Chris's dad. So, Chris's dad is up until now is not coming to the fight.
Could that change?
I hope so. I've got the utmost respect for Senior. I don't want to say nothing to make it look like otherwise. It's Chris's dad. I respect him. I don't want to comment on it. I just hope that he's there on the weekend, really. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Do you think Chris also hopes that that's the case?
Yeah, we all do. We all do.
Well, Napper, I'll leave you with the final question. Can you just tell us how this ends on Saturday night?
Knock out Chris mid-rounds.
Napper, appreciate your time. Fight you.